I'm just going to shoehorn you into this.
Yeah, because,
there's no point.
It's
it doesn't
hard
matter.
to say how I know a mortician is theater going.
Yeah.
I can at least say me and him probably go to the same kind of bars, but that makes
no
sense for anything else.
Alright, so describe your character to them.
Alright, I am Olive Murphy. I am a construction worker.
I don't think any of you guys personally know each other's motivations for the hunt, so that'll just happen during role-playing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
So that's perfectly fine. If you guys will remember, you fought the Spearfinger, you fought Reuben, who was the one who summoned the Spearfinger, you with the help of, why not? And then Darren discovered that his liver was missing. His benefits would not cover a new liver, but he did get a new liver along with a get well card that simply says, "Enjoy your new liver, a friend." And it's written in nice handwriting. A week or so later, you guys hear about another person who mysteriously died missing their liver.
Wow!
After that, Darren threw in the towel. I'm done with the hunt. I quit. I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. It fucked him up. He's gone. Out of story. So weeks pass and your wounds heal. The scars left are minimal and almost unnoticeable. So if you were missing any willpower or health, go ahead and gain it all back.
Oh, good.
That's good, because Chris was dying apparently.
Yeah, I was dying.
They were all kind of fucked up. During this healing time, Olive joins you guys.
Oh, and I guess the only other physical description is, of course, I have muscles, because I lift 4x4s all day.
I imagine you kind of being actually kind of a pretty big woman.
Buff.
Pretty buff, yeah. 3 weeks ago, only days after your encounter with Spearfinger, Lindsay Gonzalez took her own life.
That sucks.
Lynn, as her friends called her, was set to play an important role in Take a Bow's new play. With a kind heart, friendly disposition, and a happy supporting family, including a committed relationship, her suicide was just as much unexpected as it was tragic. The funeral saw more people than a full-booked night at the Luminos Theater. Her loss was hard felt by all. This is probably most exemplary in Alice Nelson, another supporting actress and part-time custodian for Take a Bow, who followed Lynn's example and ate a bullet a week later.
Jeez.
Alice, too, was a friendly and happy person. Her funeral was held almost exactly a week after poor Lynn's. Rocked by the dual tragedies, Take a Bow debated postponing and even cancelling the play altogether, but largely in part to Mr. Rowe's suggestion, ultimately decided to go forward with the show in the two girls' honor. Then, last night, Ricky Wright, a stagehand and set designer, hung himself in his grandmother's basement.
Hockey smokes.
Of course, these sudden rash of suicides within the theater are strange, and now words like curse and haunted are being thrown around. To Amy, however, the situation is even more apparent. All three of the suicides she had pegged as thralls to the suspected vampire, Mr. Tobias Rowe.
Motherfucker.
On the plus side, your role probably got bumped up.
You have only pegged at the three other thralls that he has beyond those three. You would kind of had pegged 6 people as being thralls of him. If there are more, you haven't figured that out yet, or you haven't figured out if there are or not. But if you want their names, I can give them to you.
Go ahead.
There's Dana Stevens, Edith Pena, and Francis Jones. So it is now Sunday. The theater director is calling for another meeting Monday night, so tomorrow night.
Okay. So what are they doing now? Are they?
You guys were probably there for you were there, like we'll say on Sundays. The set designers come in to help build the sets, and you were one of them.
Okay, yeah.
And that's how. And of course, the director found out and broke the news to you guys, and she's telling you, hey, we're gonna do we're gonna have a meeting to discuss.
Like a little vigil too.
Well, yeah, but mostly you guys are gonna have another meeting to discuss the basically whether or not to continue on with the play, like you guys originally decided again. She's dismissing everybody for the day. She's like, you know what, we can't work under these conditions.
Agreed.
We're done.
Okay.
So, and we'll be meeting the next night. So.
Okay.
And Tobias Rowe is of course going to be there, since he's funding the entire thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, producers don't like to meddle in things.
Well, it wouldn't make sense why he would be killing his own thralls unless they pissed him off.
Or he's hungry.
Vampire fight!
Yeah, unless he pissed a different vampire off, and that's why they're dying. Oh, I can only deal with one. Why is there more? Okay, well, I'm gonna let these guys know and tell them.
So you're calling them all up, or?
Oh, just having them meet, because I'm not gonna tell them that over there.
No
Okay.
cell phone party line.
Yeah.
Or are you guys meeting?
Skype.
Like.
I'll have them just come to my house.
Okay. You fill him in on what happened.
I also think that we should probably watch the other three. Could be Ro taking out some of his thralls, or it could be someone else. I mean...
When you saw the dude you think's a vampire, did he act any differently? Did he seem affected?
Thinking back to it, you remember him being very insistent that the play go on. The show must go on.
Okay.
He very much seemed concerned, but he could have been faking that. You're not sure. It was mostly due to his influence that everybody decided that they were going to continue the show in their honor.
So maybe it's another vampire messing with him, killing his guys.
It could be, and he doesn't want it to... I think we should kind of shadow them, stalk them, because then we'll know if they go anywhere near him and then die, we'll know.
Oh, where did these deaths take place? Was it just in the people's respective homes?
Lindsay jumped off a bridge,
Wow.
but the other two in their respective homes, yes.
Okay.
I guess we could check out the places they died, but I think we should be more... I mean, unless one of us wants to go check out the places they died, and then each of us follow one of the thralls.
We could just pick 2 of the 3 people and 2 and 2 go watch them and hope that we didn't pick the wrong one and let the one person die.
Shit.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
And are they all actors, or I know one was...
Two of them are. One of them is just a set designer. Francis is a set designer.
Is anyone really an actor?
Edith was not the leading role, but like the one of the biggest supporting roles. Dana is an understudy.
Is there anything about their personalities, the 3 that are dead, that would help me kind of peg them? Like, did they go out a lot? Did they party with, like,
You know that Lindsay, she was fairly outgoing. I mean, she had a committed relationship with her boyfriend, and you know that she did live alone, but was debating moving in with him. She had a really strong relationship with her parents. Alice was a little bit more of a loner, but she didn't really hide from anything. She frequented a coffee shop across the street. And then Ricky was kind of an oddball. He was very much kept to himself for the most part. He didn't act. He was just kind of a stagehand and a set designer. A little bit of an oddball, but he did tend to keep to himself. You don't know of anything that he would do socially, or you don't know of any places he went. He lived with his grandmother in her basement.
And what about the 3 living?
Dana, moderately outgoing, very friendly. She you could definitely tell she's one of those wants to fit in with the crowd. She was the understudy to not an important role, but a larger role in the play.
Okay. Like the backup?
Edith was, like I said, one of the bigger supporting roles. She is one of the bigger supporting roles. Very friendly, very outgoing. One of the, for lack of a better term, cheerleaders of the group. Like, she would motivate people. She'd be usually one of the more outspoken in the hype up before the play. And Francis, he's just a set designer, but very friendly. A couple of his close friends are in the theater.
So it almost seems like...
It does seem like someone's trying to stop this play.
Yeah, or they're just weeding out... I mean, it could still be Ro. It just seems, if it's him, he's just weeding out some of his weaker thralls to kind of...
But it seems like he'd wait till after his play.
Well, maybe this play is important to him, and this is his way of kind of getting rid of the bad ones.
Never really spoken to him one-on-one, but you have heard rumors that he knows a lot of people, in Broadway. Like, he's actually kind of a big name. He's definitely got money. You've kind of wondered in the past why the hell he's throwing it at a small town theater. You do know that he has gotten very irritable with some of the theater people when they are not up to his standards. But he is, of course, very well respected, especially amongst the director and some of the other higher ups, some of the production managers, because nobody really knows him. But it's like, you've just given us a ton of money, we're going to kiss your ass. It wasn't super unheard of for, some of the theater members, including people who are not his thralls, to go visit his house and get, acting lessons. Okay. Make of it what you will, and other people have their own opinions on that.
So I would say whoever seems most important to the play.
Well, what I could do is see if I can call all 3 of the thralls up and see if they want to go party. So I'm going to pick a club and just
I want the one with spikes.
Calling people. Not just those 3, but others as well.
The very first person you call Don't you think that's a little tasteless? I don't like. I'm really not in the mood to go
it's
party.
not like let's it's just like to talk about them dying. It's like
Okay.
that kind. No, not like
there's a couple people like some of your closer friends are like totally down for that,
Yeah.
but most of the theater groups like no, I really don't feel like going out right now. Like,
well, I mean, just so we could. I'm gonna try and convince some of them, just because it's like we should
roll,
talk about this, because
roll
we
your
were all close to them. It's not like we're gonna go out and
manipulation plus persuasion.
2.
Okay, so you call them up, and after the first unsuccessful convincing, you do kind of like, okay, you know what? Instead, I'm going to tell them, let's go drink to their honor. That's kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Make it more about the victims. And you have a lot better success at that one. You get about 1/3 of the people you call.
Okay.
Unfortunately, let's see, Dana is all on board and Edith is all on board, but not Francis. Francis is like, no,
he
man.
didn't answer. He's dead.
No, Francis is like, no, no, it's too soon. It's too soon.
Well, you could try to pump them for information, and we could go spy on Francis.
So, okay, so this is happening that night?
Yeah.
Sunday night?
Yeah.
I want you to roll your composure plus subterfuge. You're just trying to basically keep your calm and keep up the charade that's why you're out. It's pretty easy to do, especially when everybody starts getting liquored up.
No, it's not. I told you, it's my best roll, and I can't do it.
Okay.
Is that no successes?
That is correct.
She
That's like
got
so
liquored up too.
So you three...
Everyone leaves as soon as they get there because I'm just like...
Okay, so you three know, you guys know where Francis lives. A suburban area.
Does he have 3 bushes outside his house we can each hide
Yeah,
behind?
Does he have his own
He has a vehicle. It's a used one. It's not looking.
Okay.
It's not super new. It's pretty
That's
run down.
helpful
That sort of
because
thing.
then when we go by where he lives, if the vehicle is not there, then we can assume he went somewhere else.
All right, you get there and you see his car and another car in the driveway.
I'm going to take note of the other car.
That gave me that +2 so I could
Is there anything remarkable about the other car?
No,
Okay.
it's a different color.
Copper
So it could be roommates, or it could be...
Well, I want to see if it was the vampire coming to call.
If it is, it'd be very unlikely.
Okay then.
Well, that's
That's
Does
all I
license plate
wanted
say
to know.
I heart vamp or something
Yeah.
suspicious?
I heard
his license plate,
blood
love blood.
Love Blood 69.
Okay, well he's home.
Mm-hmm.
Time for a stakeout.
All right.
Should one of us actually try to get inside, or probably not?
No,
We're
that's
not
probably
going to go
a bad
confront
idea.
a stranger at his own house.
Yeah, I don't think
Or
any of them...
B&E. Let's not
I don't
B&E.
think any of
Yeah.
us will be believable as we're selling Girl Scout cookies, or...
I'll say it about.
Yeah, especially the 40-something ex-vet. Girl Scout cookies.
I'll say it. You guys are kind of staking out. Edwin,
You know,
I want you to roll intelligence plus drive.
1.
Okay. So then you guys are kind of chilling out there. It's dark, but are you guys making any effort to actually hide inside the car? Like, especially if somebody comes walking down the street, or are you just going to sit there? Like, what do you-
Yes, do
Yes,
we
we
want
should
to
be
duck
hiding
down
some.
every time someone walks by? That's
yeah.
No, let's just turn off the lights and sit in here.
Okay. And then what exactly are you, like, watching and keeping an eye on? Just his house? Just his car? Like, what are you guys looking for? Anything in particular, or...
Anyone
just
looking
anything
around
noteworthy?
the houses?
Him leaving, someone coming, him...
Okay.
You know, that
Then I want everybody...
Or we could
Then I
see
want
if
you
it
guys
can
all
happen
to roll
together.
wits plus composure.
I got 1.
I got 2.
Okay, you guys are watching for a bit. There are people walking down the street, walking a dog. You see somebody on a bicycle, that sort of thing. You were all, like, relatively sure, though, that you see somebody twice. But that's like walking down the street and then coming back on this
Oh,
side.
not like Glitch in the Matrix twice.
No, not like...
That's what I was thinking.
Like to the corner store and back.
Yeah, like,
Maybe.
basically you see them... They walk down the street, they turn the corner, and they disappear, and then a few minutes later you see them coming back on the... Like, they come back on the same sidewalk. But then, after about 9:30 or so, the door to his house opens, and you see 2 people, one of whom you assuming is him, exiting, getting into the other car, and driving away.
So do we want
Tail
to be very...
them!
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
gonna try and tail him.
Alright,
Everyone that's
dexterity plus drive.
Yeah, of everyone that needs to be doing this this mood right now.
It's like peel out for no reason.
I am going to risk a point of willpower.
Did the other guy look like a vampire?
I don't know what do vampires look like.
They have pointy fangs.
You did not see his teeth.
They're pale and sometimes sparkly during the daylight.
And they wear shirts that say, "Hey, I'm a vampire."
Yes.
You did not see a vampire then.
Well, I am out of ideas. I got 2. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, you tail them, and you feel like you do a pretty damn good job.
Good.
You feel really cool, like spy cool. Like, yeah, I'm badass.
It's like we're in Spy Kids.
You see them. They go to like a fast food joint, not too far away. You see them get out of the car, walk in, and eat inside.
Are we able to tell if they look, or if the guy who we think is Francis, if he looks nervous or anything?
That would be up to Mr. Graves here to find a good parking spot to look inconspicuous.
I'm actually going to go through the drive-thru and instruct these 2 to keep an eye on what's going on inside.
Okay, so you guys get dinner.
Yeah.
Or just drinks, whatever.
We
Both
get
of you
3
then,
free waters.
with plus composure.
They don't have whiskey, do they?
No, trust me, I know what they did.
I got 1 9.
Oh. I rolled 2 10s.
So you see them take a seat. One of them looks obviously upset, not crying, but like kind of like, fuck, it's been like Chris and I have looked these past couple weeks. You see one of them, and the other guy, you see the other guy obviously trying to talk to him, keep his mind off of things. But you both also notice that person that you saw twice, you think that's the same person, but they are now also getting food and sitting down.
Are we being is this like a triple tail thing? Like we're tailing them and they're tailing us?
They're not telling us, they're also telling Francis.
Okay, so you guys get through the drive-thru, get your food and drinks. Francis is still eating.
Did we see what car the dude who we've seen 3
you
times
did
now?
not. You did not see which car they came
Just
from.
saw that he came.
Yeah, you were basically watching Francis, and all of a sudden you see this other guy walk in, like, we'll say he's wearing, like, a red vest, and you're like, the fuck, there he is, and that kind of thing.
It's Red Vest Man.
At least you're pretty sure. It very well could have been just another person with a red article of clothing that's just like, that looks familiar.
I think it's too suspicious. I think we need to go shoot him because he's a vampire, and that works really well.
I'm going to do another lap around the building.
Did you learn nothing?
Correct.
Okay, like back through the drive-thru or just around the long
Just
way to
around.
leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we're looking for a parking spot.
There are plenty of parking spots, so...
Shit. Pull in one.
This is like 9:30 at night, and the lobby, like the lobby is getting ready to close. So
Yeah.
the lobby is getting on the verge of closing. You can see some of the employees cleaning up and stuff. So it's not super busy. But
I'll pull into a parking spot and
are you gonna pretend to like check bags and stuff, or?
I don't think that's necessary unless somebody gets close.
Okay, that's fine. So you guys park close.
I didn't get my kumquat.
So you guys have pulled into a parking spot, and you're gonna continue watching him.
Yes.
All right.
Because we're creepers.
You guys don't see anything else unusual, but you do notice that Francis and his friend are very, very, very slowly eating. Red Vest seems to also be very slowly eating. Eventually, they finish eating, but they're still talking until the employees start giving them that look, a little after 10 o'clock, like, get the fuck out. They finally get up and leave, and a few minutes later, Red Vest does too. Now you see what vehicle Red Vest goes into. Francis and his friend pull out and drive off. Looks like they're headed home.
Okay.
I think we should follow Red Vest, though it should probably lead us to Francis too.
Okay.
I just want to see if they're all going the same direction.
Okay. All right, well, are you guys waiting for
Yes.
Red Vest to leave then?
Yeah.
All right. Red Vest very much follows Francis.
Okay.
And we follow him.
Yeah, we'll follow him at a distance.
Roll your dexterity plus driving in.
2.
Okay. You follow at a distance.
See, if I was driving, I would gently ram his car so we can interrogate him.
Gently around his car, scream questions at him through the windows as we're going along.
That is correct. I guess that's why he's driving.
Yeah.
All right, so Francis and his roommate get home, go inside. Red Vest continues driving.
Let's continue driving and see where he's going.
Yeah.
Maybe he's reporting back to someone.
Red Vest drives down the block, takes a corner, pulls into a church parking lot, turns off the car, gets out, and walks.
And just starts walking.
Yep.
I'm going to keep going.
You're watching in your rearview mirror, driving. Pull up to the stop sign. You see Red Vest take a corner down Francis's street and disappears.
So he is heading towards the guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
We could break into his car, or we could follow him, or both.
Why is your immediate solution always violence towards something?
I don't know.
Violence and or crime.
Yeah. crime or violence, that is also a crime.
Yeah.
I'm disgruntled.
I guess we'll do a Yui and pull down his same street to see what's going on there.
You pull around the corner just in time to see Red Vest turn, walking down the street, passes his house. You find another inconspicuous parking spot. I'm not going to have to roll for it this time. Red Vest disappears around the corner. 10 minutes later, comes back down the street on your side, walks past your car, doesn't even bat an idea.
That's good.
What does his face look like? Does he look like, I don't know.
Roll wits plus composure.
Oh, cool. 4.
4? 2. Okay, now roll wits plus empathy.
I didn't succeed either.
Neither of you did?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
She rolled a 2, I rolled a 7.
you don't really notice anything
What
like...
about streetwise? Doesn't that count for empathy?
He looks like a guy walking down the street,
Mm,
taking a 10 o'clock stroll into the neighborhood.
I think he's trying to murder the dude.
You do see him, when he passes you, he does kind of look down into the car and just keeps walking. He doesn't even...
All my answers aren't violent. Should I get out and start a fight with him?
No! That is not what you should do.
Wailing on him.
Does it look like there's anything else coming from Frank's house?
How long are you guys waiting?
Has Frank gone to bed, or is the
A
light still
while.
on?
A while, no. The light stays on. You see lights turn on and off, in the house periodically. Hours pass. Roll wits plus composure.
Oh, that's
2
nice.
success.
3.
Okay.
And they were all 10s on the same die.
None of you see Red Vest again at all, but you do see other passerbys. And hours pass as the night wears on. Less passerbys, obviously, but there are still people walking in the street. One of them has a cell phone that's playing Pokemon Go.
Ah.
You guys wait until I want everybody to roll resolve plus composure.
That's the same roll. 1.
You guys are getting tired as the night wears on. Like
Am I?
You haven't had
you're
your daily
feeling the
allotment of
effects.
alcohol.
You're getting restless, sitting in a
Okay.
vehicle for
Yeah.
6 hours
No,
plus.
that's
Listening
It's
to my
exhausting.
nonsense about let's go get him.
None of you're not to the point where I can't go on anymore. You guys are okay, but it gets to be 2 in the morning when the lights finally turn off in the house.
Okay.
Let's do something. Let's
To be
sneak
fair,
out.
this is like my 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So when are you guys calling it quits?
I don't know when.
Some of the people start leaving as the night wears on. The first one of note, of course, would be Edith. She's like, guys, it's 11. I have work in the morning. I gotta go. So after the last light goes out, you guys, 2 in the morning, everybody's. Well, we'll say at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Everybody but Dana and a couple others, some of your friends, one of your closer friends. You guys are all still out drinking. Were you trying to hold your liquor, or were you?
I'm just sipping it. I'm not.
Okay.
We'll
say at this point in time, Dana is goddamn smashed. She's just
Yeah.
and one of your other friends is not really fit to drive.
Yeah.
We'll say you guys were responsible enough and brought a designated driver
Should ask
who's
her.
looking extremely bored and upset right
I
now.
know.
Ask her if she thinks she's next.
Yeah. Are you next?
So.
Just to drink another round.
You're messing with her.
It's I'll say creepy.
When are you calling it quits?
Um,
Dana is fully ready to just keep going until she passes out.
Oh God, I'm gonna suggest to a drunk Dana that she should probably go home.
Or go to your home and you can watch
Okay,
her there.
yeah, no. When that happens, it's pretty much okay. She's like,
Yeah,
okay.
just because everyone's
So
dude,
your
she's
designated
wrecked.
driver is just.
Finally.
Yeah, and she's not being super subtle about it because she thinks all 3 of you are smashed.
Yeah, no, that's
So she's gonna drive you guys all home.
okay. Yay! Oh, does Dana live alone? No, or does she?
No, Dana lives with her sister.
Are we reporting our findings before we go home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pretty sure he's
So
being
are you
spaced
going to
out,
bed
too.
right away?
Well, no, I was gonna make sure. Edith made it home. I'm gonna.
You driving?
God no.
Then who's taking you?
I probably had too much. I get a cab.
Okay, that's fine. He takes you around to her apartment complex, and the parking lot is closed to non-residents.
Oh, okay. Then. I'll just call her and see if she made it home.
You call, there's no answer.
Oh, she's dead.
Text her and see if she.
There's no answer.
She's super dead.
Fucking tits.
She can't text.
This is also
No,
1:30
she's
in the morning, and she left at 11,
She did.
and said she had to work that next morning.
Let's go break in.
Oh, I guess I probably go to bed unless they're wanting to
I guess we just call you and let you know the results, and I guess we're all going to bed.
Yeah.
So we can do more unsuccessful investigating the next day.
Woohoo! Unsuccessful investigation was a go!
We found out so much information. Like there's a guy in a red vest.
And he likes fast food and eats it all the same place Francis does.
I like that better than the alternative.